Commvault had their big tent event in London. We had the chance to interview CEO Sanjay Merchandani. Sorry about that, Sanjay. And had a really big conversation. So let me dial out here. So you have, I'll call it the fractalization of data and the fractalization of infrastructure, where you have enterprise data pretty much everywhere. You have 5 flavors of clouds. You have traditional infrastructure, and then you have data that is attached to those infrastructure and applications, and you have enterprise SaaS. You cross-index that with the risk of people stealing your data, taking over your data, essentially coming in and ceasing all of your business operations. The need is absolutely there. It's a super hyper competitive market out there. So some of the key announcements there. One of them was Cloud Rewind, and this came through the acquisition of Appranix. It recovers data, but also all of the infrastructure settings to a pre-breach state. You know, we think of that, it's kind of, oh, we do that on our iPhones, we do that on our iPads. It's a heck of a lot harder as it relates to applications and infrastructure. There was also some talk about Clumio, a recent acquisition there, protecting AWS data and workloads. So you've got AWS, you've got Google Cloud, you've got Azure. Now, not all features, but a lot of the features. And finally, there was a big collab between Commvault and Pure related to protecting data to comply with DORA. And DORA is the EU Digital Operations Resilience Act, scanning, storage, rapid recovery. It's a very interesting collab. You know, you see the collapse between storage and other data types of sources. Pure offers some of their own, but here we have a collaboration between these two companies.
Yeah, Pat, I mean, everybody I recommend in the show notes, check it out. Great conversation with the CEO. You know, the company, you know, this data protection space has been really interesting because there's been a lot going on in it. Some people probably look at it as a bit of a you know, quote unquote redundant, kind of boring tech, but it's really important. I mean, you can't get access to your systems and your data. You can't build this cyber resiliency. It can literally take companies down. And that's why we've seen the rise of Commvault, the rise of, you know, Rubrik was a bigger IPO this year. You know, we saw that Cohesity and Veritas are supposed to finish up a merger tying up. And these companies are doing interesting things with AI. They're doing interesting things with acquisitions, multi-cloud, of course, you know, continued acquisitions. Rewind is really interesting. God, it feels recall, rewind. You know, in the end, keeping your business up and running is the coolest thing you can do in IT. And so that's where companies like this are really important. And I think that's why they've gotten a bit of a boost this year. So it was a successful event, Pat. It was great to have him on the show. Let's definitely make sure we share the notes. I think you also wrote a great Forbes piece, if I'm not mistaken. You were one of the folks on your team.
Yeah, Robert was lead on that article. I added 2 paragraphs, I think, about, you know, some of my favorite topic, which is the hybrid multi-cloud. And, you know, what Sanjay is trying to do, like a lot of other companies, is create this hybrid multi-cloud that says wherever your data is, whatever state it's in, whatever cloud, whatever device, how do I protect that data? How do I recover it? You know, this backup went to DR, and DR went to cyber resiliency. And, you know, it's interesting, you know, big companies putting front ends on this to query all that data with generative AI. It's kind of the latest and greatest out there.